Nunga, and so forth. What's in a name? Well, everything, quite frankly. One's personality, one's identity, one's sense of belonging, one's sense of community. And because if you don't name people, as farmers all know, we don't kill the named ones. I think it's a really significant statement in terms of the history of Australia. It's more than semantics. It's all of those things that I talked about, identity, belonging, and so forth. Can anyone tell me where the name Australia comes from and what does it mean? Anyone? You call yourselves Australians, you better know what you're calling yourselves. You could be calling yourselves silly old buggers for all we know. But anyone? Anyone? I'm sure you learned at school. Terra Australis, absolutely, full marks. Terra Australis Incognito, the unknown southern land. Not the great southern land, the unknown southern land. The thing about that is, if you have an unknown continent, then you have, that's when terrorisms come into being. Terra firma, terra incognito, terra nullius. And so you can call it the inhabitants Aborigines, or class them with the flora and fauna, as you heard that gentleman say in the video before. So if you know the name of Australia, it comes from Latin, does anyone know of an Indigenous name for Australia? If I said Aotearoa to you, a lot of you would know, that's New Zealand. But an Indigenous name for Australia, anyone? In the Kimberley, where I'm from, we call Australia Bandayan, so that would make you all Bandayans, not Australians. Now the notion of Bandayan is a living being lying on their back, with the north being the head of Australia. I like to think we're the intelligence of the country, little bias there. The rib cage here. Uluru is not the heart of Australia as people have taken to calling it. It is in fact the sacred navel, the omphalos of Australia. The southern regions are the genital areas. Tasmania is not forgotten because the legs extend under the ocean and the left foot pops up, and that's Tasmania. Now what's amazing about that is that it shows that Aboriginal people had a sense of the geography of this country and the vast expanse, and that people as far away as the Kimberley knew of the existence of Tasmania. The other thing about Bandayan is, some of you may recall a few years ago, our then Prime Minister, Paul Keating, made some rather disparaging remarks about Canberra. And when he did, all the old people back home were saying, hey, he proper maban man, that Paul Keating. He's clever man, really smart. And I said, why? Why is that? And they said, well, how else would he have known that Canberra was the arsehole of the country? Which he did. Sacred arsehole, I say too, because the land is sacred.